This video is for students who need help with the Unit 2 project in English 3. First of all, like with all projects, make sure you review all of the links and read all of the directions carefully. This is just a brief overview right here of the project. Take a note, there are two parts. This project is going to be a little more complicated and take a little bit more time than the first project, so plan accordingly. You should also review the rubric. This is in the assignment upload page. If you click on project rubrics, another file will open and just kind of give you an idea of what I'll look for when I grade other than the obvious requirements. And this can help you as a tool when you're working through the writing process as well. So just a brief overview of the project. The first step is to select your topic. You're going to write historical fiction narrative, which simply means you're going to write about something that really happened, something in American history, but you're going to write it from a first-person point of view, and that part will obviously be fiction. You can write about anything you want, but I don't want you to write about a current event. I want you to pick something historical. A lot of students write about 9/11. That's fine. Martin Luther King, that's a very popular topic to write about. You can write as you were there marching with him. Maybe you were nearby when he was assassinated. Any of those are fine. I encourage you to pick something that you have an interest in, though, or personal connection, just because it's going to make the research and writing process more enjoyable. The first part of the project is the annotated bibliography. And this is just the directions copied and pasted. I just want to reiterate a few important parts here. You must use 8 sources. Half of them have to be reliable, so something that's from a university, a government, and this will help you with the historical part of your paper to make sure you get everything that's factual, accurate. You may also look at 4 unreliable sources. Maybe it's a journal post or a blog or just an article in a paper written by someone that lived through the event. So obviously it's going to be subjective. However, it can still be very valuable to you as you're writing from your first person point of view, and that's your fiction part of the story. So there's value in reading both and researching both. So again, you must have 8. Make sure you put them in the MLA citation format, and you need to do a brief summary discussion. That has to be 150 words for each source. Just briefly tell me what you got from the source and how you're going to use it in your narrative. Here's a few websites you may use for MLA format. These are just suggestions. You're not limited to these. No one expects you to memorize how to do MLA format. You just need to know what it is and be able to put your sources in this format. So any online source to help you with MLA format is fine. For the fictional historical narrative, make sure you meet the requirements, first person point of view. I also want you to try to incorporate sensory details. This is something we've been talking about since English 1. So as you're writing, talk about how things smelled or tasted. If you're writing about when you're eating breakfast and something happened that day, just try to incorporate those in your paper. It'll make your writing more engaging for the reader. Now this is a long project. You might be tempted to rush through it, but don't. Follow the writing process. So part 1, pre-writing, this is where you'll do your research and also your annotated bibliography. Then you'll move to drafting. This will take the longest, where you'll write your paper. Then go to revising. Go through, make sure you have all the requirements met. Do you have sensory details? Is it first person point of view? And then you'll go to editing. When you're editing, it's okay to use an online site like Grammarly to have a peer look at your paper, just to look for proofreading and grammar issues, not to write your paper, but just to kind of help you with those convention errors that sometimes we miss when we're proofing our own paper. So that's perfectly okay to do. And then you'll publish. You'll save your work and submit your final draft. And just a friendly reminder, journal work is worth 10% of your unit project grade. So make sure you submit it. I look at it when I grade your unit project. So without it, the highest grade you can get is a 90%. And I don't want to see all your hard work go to waste. So make sure you're doing the journals. They should also be helping you prepare for the test. You should be doing them as you're working through the lessons. I just don't grade them till the unit project, but they are a requirement. And that's it. Thank you.